What's going on, guys? It's Jay from Dirty Boy Tools here to talk today about the Klein Tools version of the Pliers Wrench. This version is different from the conventional Knipex wrench as it is a 2-in-1 pliers, so I can take the jaws, open it this way, angle it a little bit, and take this jaw out, flip it over, put it back over there, and it is an interchangeable pliers wrench slash water pump pliers. Is this tool worth getting? My short answer is no, it is not worth getting. There are some good things and some bad things to it, but let me start with the good things. So what Klein does very well is they do have a great pliers wrench. It seems to be designed very closely to that of Knipex, of their pliers wrench, and it is very functional. It'll grab onto the bolt, it'll squeeze tight, and you can, wrap around and give you that mimicking ratcheting effect and make it easier to turn a bolt or turn a nut than it would be to use just a conventional box wrench or an adjustable wrench. So it is very helpful in that respect. The other good thing about this is this push lever. This push lever is a lot easier to push and maneuver the tool with. You have a lot more control getting to whatever setting you want than you do with the Knipex, which is just this push button. And even with the other models of Knipex, you have this quick push button, which is better. But in my opinion, the lever beats all of them out in terms of mechanism. However, out of all the good things about this tool, that is where it stops. So there are some negatives to this tool, the main one being the actual water pump function of it. You have the smooth side when I have the water pump jaw facing there, and you have the water pump side. That hurts you, that hinders you a little bit, at least in my experience, when I'm trying to grab onto a pipe, when I'm trying to grab onto maybe a cylinder rod, maybe something that is shaped, not like a conventional hex bolt. This is a hindrance, a smooth jaw portion. So it ends up not really having the good function of a water pump pliers, in which case I'd rather just have something like this, my Knipex Cobras. The other downside to this, and it's not a major downside, it's not something I noticed when I first got it, it's something I noticed when I started using Knipex tools, is the amount of play you have here. And that amount of play may not be that much, and it won't necessarily affect the job, but it makes it feel like it has excess bulk. The Knipex itself, because everything's solidly put together and the play is a lot less, it doesn't feel as bulky in my hand. It feels like I can hold it, maneuver it better. Whereas this, it feels like it's not as stable, I can't hold as well. And I'm not saying that's going to affect jobs when you do them. It's just something I noticed when I upgraded to another tool, and now I'm spoiled, and now I'm used to using this type of tool, and now I really can't go back to this tool. Now, changing out the jaw head itself, it's not too bad. Once you get used to that action, it's really not so bad. So if you do have a function for the water pump, this may be the tool for you. But probably the biggest downside of this is whenever you see companies like Knipex, they always try to sell their pliers in pairs, especially the smaller versions. They give you the pliers wrench, and then they give you the Cobras, or they give you another version of their pliers, but they always try to sell it in pairs. And the reason for this is obvious. Typically you'd pair a pliers wrench with maybe an adjustable wrench, maybe a box wrench, and sometimes you got to pair it with a water pump pliers. If you just carry this tool by itself, it's not going to be as functional because you're not going to be able to pair it with something else on the other hand, unless you have a wrench, box wrench, anything like that. But in my opinion, I think you're better off just getting pliers wrench, getting water pump pliers separately, and I think you're better off getting them from Knipex. And if Knipex's price is too high, Irwin makes a good water pump pliers on budget. Ghidorah does too for a budget. Nothing beats the Cobras, but still, you're better off carrying 2 pairs of pliers rather than this single pair. because if you think this one pair is going to get all your jobs done for you, it really isn't. I'm sorry to say. There are some good things about it. That push lever, the pliers wrench works great, and it does have a scale, but that is pretty much where it ends for this type of pliers. That being said, I do appreciate the innovation from Klein to try and make a tool like this. I think it's great for companies to try new things out. They don't always work out, but hey, maybe the next tool that they do make will be a competitor to Knipex, or maybe it'll be a tool in its own class. I don't know yet. Anyways, just want to give you guys that short review, that short video on that. If you guys have used this tool before, please let me know. I'd love to hear about it. If you've had a good experience with it, if the water pump version works for you, I'd love to hear about that. I haven't had much luck myself, but that doesn't mean that other people would have different luck. Let me know in the comments, guys.